baby zombie looking at the garage, figuring out what he's gonna drive today. What could this mean? By the way, pretty cool that baby zombie's apparently a car enthusiast. So far, we've had pig variants and cow variants. So all that's left, obviously, is chicken variants, so that baby zombie can expand from a 1-car garage to a 3-car garage, which really exciting to be able to do. So take a good look at the original variants so that you don't forget what they look like, and let's move over to the cold biome. So as a refresher, we have the cold cow, the cold pig. I hope somebody gets you blankets at some point, and Pidgeotto. This is the cold variant of the chicken, and he's got the slicked back feathers looking kind of Pidgeotto or Pidgeot. You're going to roast me for my pronunciation, but I do it on purpose. Anyway, this is who you'll see if you're going around cold biomes. And not only will you see a new chicken variant, but you'll also see a new egg variant, the blue egg, because it's just really cold as it's sitting there waiting to hatch, shivering. But this is what you'll hatch new cold chicken variants from, just as you would throw the other chicken eggs at the ground and they'd hatch into our legacy standard. Now, I think it's called the temperate chicken, if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. This is the new chicken. Wow, look at all those baby Pidgeottos. I didn't know that we were having a Pokemon crossover, but I'm here for it. Let's go to the desert. You may notice some other new things going on in the desert outside of just the new chicken, but as a refresher, we have the warm cow, the warm pig, and now the warm chicken, who has the same model as the temperate chicken, but just looks kind of like a little pre-cooked or so. It's a good thing you can't understand me or you'd be really unsettled by that comment. Anyway, we also have brown eggs, not red eggs, but they're kind of reddish, you know, and these are the eggs that would be laid by the warm chicken and how you would potentially hatch outside of... Hey, there we go. You just popped one out. We were able to see it happen. That's how you'll be able to collect the brown eggs normally. And then we have a baby warm chicken to go with, which is super duper cool. Now you might be wondering, well, why do you have bone meal and shears in this chest as well? And the answer is, has nothing to do with the chickens, but you may have noticed some new bushes sitting around in the desert, as well as possibly noticing some very colorful flowers on top of the cactus. So we have ourselves the tall dry grass and the short dry grass. It's me, Short. Now, the way this works is if you bone meal the short dry grass, it will grow into a tall dry grass. If you bone meal the tall, it will spread a new short to an adjacent block, if there is an adjacent block available. It can operate on sand, terracotta, and dirt, and the variants, like you can see over there in the Badlands, it's red sand, but still you have the dry grass on it. So it's just, man, it's a nice little like addition to the ambiance of the desert, you know? It's like having a house that's mostly furnished, but it doesn't have the little extras, and like that extra 10% really completes the look. And that's like what it is with the desert here. Anyway, that's pretty cool. We also have the flowers now that spawn on top of cactus, called cactus flowers. And you may be wondering, like, are they immune to, if you break them and they fall on top of the cactus, will they not break? And the answer to that is, unfortunately, they will still disappear if you have it land on top of the cactus. But it's doing its best to, like, get away. It's like, please don't. Please. I'm really trying so that you can actually collect me. But there we go. It fell on the cactus. It's RIP. So when you punch it, just try to catch it before it potentially gets obliterated. Now, you can punch the cactus flower with your fist, but you cannot do so with the dry grass. So you have to use shears just like any other bush to be able to collect that. And then, you know, you can only replace that on compatible block types. However, when it comes to... I got it before it disappeared. When it comes to the cactus flower, it seems like you can kind of just place it on whatever block. I haven't tried everything, but the fact that you can put it on top of a fence kind of makes it seem like it's just an ordinary block that you can pretty much place anywhere. Cool thing about the grasses is they're actually usable as furnace fuel. So if we grab some here, tall, short, raw iron, I mean, obviously dried plants, really combustible. Anyway, so iron, dry grass, and it turns out that it's just a couple of grass will smelt a full nugget, or, you know, most of whatever you would be trying to smelt. Interestingly enough, despite the fact that you would assume the tall is more matter to combust, it's exactly the same in terms of it being 2 per smelt. As I tell you a couple more things about the flowers in the grass, I've turned the volume up to 100% because something I forgot to note last week is there are new ambient sounds in the desert. You may hear a bit of the sand whooshing over the dunes. A bit of ASMR. ASMR. Anyway, so also the flower and the different grasses, they can be used in a composter, as you might expect, but some information, some dynamics about the cactus flower, and I'm going to refer to the notes here because it's numbers, but it might affect cactus farms. And that is, if a cactus is 1 or 2 blocks high, the cactus flower has a 10% chance of growing instead of the cactus actually growing taller. Now, once the cactus flower is on top of the cactus, I have to imagine the cactus will not then grow taller above it with another cactus block. I think that just caps it off. On the other hand, with a 3-block tall cactus, you have a 25% chance of a cactus flower appearing on top. And you can just see all of these cactus flowers over here are naturally spawning. Now, as far as the cactus farm thing, there's another note in the update log that says a cactus flower will only spawn if it's clear on all 4 sides. And I think that might be the anti-cactus farm breakage check, so that, say you have fences surrounding the upper block here so that it knocks the cactus off as soon as it grows into your water, into your chest. It might be that in that case, it won't actually grow a cactus flower. That's my assumption. And instead, it will just try to grow the next level of a cactus block, get knocked off, farms still behave as usual. So I'm hoping that is what that means, unless I'm misunderstanding it. Just to read it verbatim, because a lot of people do have cactus farms, it says cactus flowers will only grow if they have space on all 4 sides. So I assume that means in this configuration here, it wouldn't grow naturally, even though it does allow you to place it down. Also, cactus flowers can be used to craft pink dye. Anyway, that pretty much sums it up for this week's snapshot. Okay, the drop is like the whole thing. Rather than an update, it's a drop. It's still a snapshot on the weekly stuff. Yeah, terminology. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.